Hello, everyone. Welcome to Odoo plus AI, the new business opportunity webinar. Thank you for your patience. I think we have some issues, but now we're
Yeah.
ready to start.
Yeah, I guess we're live now and we're excited to be here. And yeah, let's get into it immediately.
Perfect. Well, first of all, my name is Alejandro Ramirez. I'm a partner marketing manager. I work with different partners and I help them with their marketing campaigns. And with me, I'm here with Ever. Good to see you, Ever.
Thank you, Alex, for that intro. And yeah, I am the solutions engineer leading all the AI initiatives in Odoo. So if at the end, by any chance, you're interested into learning more about how to drive these AI solutions within your partnerships, within your companies, I'd be very excited to talk to you because we have built some great solutions that we are going to talk about throughout this webinar. So yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Thank you. With that said, the agenda for today, we'll start with doing trend analysis. Then we're going to talk about the Odoo's infrastructure and use cases that we have. And we're going to talk about the partnership opportunity that we foresee with this.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Before we start, we have an exclusive promotion for you. We'll discuss it shortly. So we strongly recommend you that you stay until the end so you can take advantage, get to know the opportunity, the promotion. So please stay until the end so you can get more info about it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's start. Okay, first of all, North America is the epicenter of AI. What do we mean by this? It is the largest market in the world in AI. 37% of the global AI market as of now remains in North America, and it will continue at least for the next 5 years as of now if nothing changes.
Exactly.
Currently, we're doing the webinar here in San Francisco's office, which basically is in Silicon Valley. And I don't know if you could tell me a little bit what you have seen as a AI solution engineer in the ecosystem around.
Sure. So, of course, there is a bunch of new companies growing, trying to implement AI. And an important part of that is that these solutions have been deployed across different verticals. And I believe something that I've seen is that Odoo has achieved a positioning in the market that has been able to help many businesses across different industries. And we'll cover some of the use cases that I've seen. But overall, I believe that this is the revolution that is gonna, how to frame it. It's going to be the one opportunity that if you write it correctly, this wave, you can benefit so much from it. And it's just gonna happen once. It was like the internet, like the dot-com boom. So many commerces just appeared out of nowhere. This is going to be the same, but I would say an order of magnitude even higher. So if you are seeing this webinar, you are in the correct place at the correct time. So yeah, take advantage of this. And from all the learnings from this webinar, I believe that you can start a great partnership with Odoo and yeah, just drive AI growth within your communities and in your company, of course.
Totally. And with that said, we're not only the largest market, we can see that the money invested as of now, it's huge. $285 billion spent on AI last year. United States is the leading market in the world. And just to add here, something that we will add today, we will talk today about Odoo's infrastructure, but I think it's important for us to know that in the future of PC, of the computers, it is projected that 50% of new business computers will have an AI chips by next year.
Awesome.
Which basically will give you more power.
Yeah.
So you can start using AI, start using agents, etc.
Yeah, that's why you see, cheap stocks going up all the time, every day. I hope you were in that,
Hope you invest
hop,
there.
yeah, early this week. But yeah, that was amazing.
Perfect. Now we talk a little bit about the trends, but something that we need to address is the profit problem or the waste. What do we mean by the waste? Everyone is talking about AI, about how it's going to change the future, but there's something interesting that we need to address is the productivity promise. What is a productivity promise? Or what do we mean by that? There's a promise that if you implement AI, your company will be more productive. For example, you will earn $3 for every dollar you invest in AI or technology projects. However, the reality is not the same. 95% of AI projects fail to show a clear profit, which basically only 5% are actually driving value, driving revenue, and generating impact in
Yeah.
P&Ls.
You know what? And I'm gonna help you with this slide just to tell you that with the experience that Odoo has from 20 years implementing such a difficult platform, such as an ERP across multiple verticals, we have the experience of how to drive the correct implementation. So, something that differentiates us from any other implementation of AI is that we actually know how to create all this discovery process, how to make all these business analysis from the customers to actually find the right spots where the value can be derived and actually create a solution that has positive ROI. You know, we're talking about customers generating more than 500% ROI using Odoo's infrastructure. So I'm really excited for you to get to know it more in this webinar.
Perfect. And with that said, so another problem that we know that this is the main reason is the disconnected tools. As you said, most companies, they are trying to fix a problem that they have not identified yet. And with that, they bought standalone bots or solutions that they don't talk to your business data.
Yeah, and something that happens here, just to add another point, is that you know you have the marketing team implementing a chatbot, talking with their customers, and then you have the inventory or operations team trying to create a voice agent doing one thing or another thing. But you know what's great with Odoo is that you can actually centralize the whole context of your company in one platform. So that creates a ton of value because we'll see in a moment, but the trend is moving from prompt engineering to context engineering. So the more context you have in one platform, the more connected your tools are, and the more value you can provide to LLMs to generate value for you.
Yeah, totally. And now that you said so, this is another trend, which we would like to call it the great consolidation, which basically AI meets ERP. As you said, the next step is if you have more context, you will have a better result. AI will respond
Better.
better, basically. And something that we'd like to add here is $1.43 trillion is the projected enterprise software spent in 2026.
Yeah, we want a chunk of that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a big chunk. And by 2028, 50% of all software spent will be applications with built-in agentic capabilities. In 2024, that was only 1%.
Awesome.
What we're seeing here, for example, we're not the only ones seeing it. Gartner says that businesses will now buy AI from their main software provider, which basically is their ERP.
Yeah, that's an interesting, you know,
Insight.
yeah, insight to have in mind. You know, Salesforce did it whenever they launched, you know, the Agent Force. The main issue that I see is that you know they call it this AI tax everywhere, but what you will learn about Odoo's infrastructure is that you only pay what you already pay for the ERP. You know, you don't pay the AI tax on top of it. The AI within Odoo, it is already prevalent across all applications, and it's a layer that allows businesses just use it in each workflow that it is needed. So yeah, I think that's a you know a positioning that Odoo has that makes it different and more appealing for new partners that are willing to implement AI basically.
Yep. Now, something important. We already talked about the market. We already talked about an opportunity of the consolidating AI with ERP. Now, let's talk a little bit about what is actually the thing that the market is asking. And basically, it's AI that actually does the work. Instead of having just chatbots, now we're going into actions, which basically will be autonomous agents that handle real tasks. Some use cases, for example, that comes to our mind is auto accounting, basically OCR with accuracy reading bills, matching orders. Basically, you're automating all your accounting. Of course, one of the famous, I will say, is 24/7 support, but not only for support, but also customer service, maybe starting to sell all over from an agent.
Yeah.
I mean, AI can answer the customer questions using your actual manuals and policies. So it will
Exactly.
be an employee that can work 24/7 for you. And I will also add no code automations. Of course, these are one of the most things that we have seen, let's say, on a daily basis. It's not just the auto accounting, the 24/7 support. Maybe there are some specific tasks that you do daily that you would like to automate. And you can do it without code, with a
Yeah.
natural language,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, I see that happening a lot with our customers that they arrive with multiple solutions. You hear the typical ones, N8N, and you hear, like Zapier and all these tools that they're trying to stitch together many different softwares. And that's great. I think I have no problem with all of those tools. But what truly drives enterprise adoption and also actually drives value across the whole organization are solutions that are already connected among them. And you will see in a sec, you can automate, multiple flows across your actual work. So basically, what we're talking here is you are not implementing software anymore. You are implementing service,
Okay.
service that is done through software. So I think the paradigm is shifting from software as a service somehow to service as a software. It's an
Okay.
interesting thought when you think about it, because AI, what can do is actually do the work for you.
Of course.
You see what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So that was pretty much my thought on that.
Perfect. And with that, some of the things that we're starting to see are new business models.
Yeah.
For example, from our side, the legacy model or the way that it used to be before, it was trading time for money, which basically we're selling hours, we're selling maybe success packs. And the issue here is that the growth is capped by how many people you hire. Of course, you only have a specific amount of hours per day. If you sell more, you will need more hours, which basically more team. So maybe we don't have those margins, and it's a linear scale. For example, one of new Odoo's business model plus AI, it's shift that to value-based solution with an infrastructure that support it. How much or how valuable it is to you as a company to maintain, for example, a 24/7 support? How valuable it is to you to avoid any mistakes in warehouse management, for example? So the new model basically will be service fees plus monthly recurring revenues or MRR. For example, for our partnerships, just
Yeah.
for the licenses, it will be between 10 to 20% of commission. Depends on the level, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, 20 users plus Odoo Sage, the commission could be between 16 to $2,800 per year
Yes.
plus your service fee.
Of course. And this is only commission, but something that I'd like to add to this is that I've had the opportunity to work with different partners across different regions, and I've seen them grown from a small team of 2 3 consultants all the way up to a team of 15 20 people by offering implementation services and making in revenue, like starting with, I would say, 6 digits, low 6 digits, and going all the way to more than 7 digits in less than 2 years. So imagine like how fast they can grow their business just because they already have all the infrastructure they need to actually implement correctly through Odoo. So we're giving you the car, we're giving you the all the services, we're giving you all the experience. What you actually need to do as a partner right now is just to find the correct use cases, find the correct problems, help your communities, help your friends who have companies, and just implement AI with Odoo basically. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And with that, that's spoiler alert. One of the trends that we have seen is the agentic delivery. This basically, we're doing partnership with one of the best solutions in the market, which basically is Cloud Code. The idea of this is that we want to deliver fast and we want to do it with quality. For example, Stripe, maybe some solutions that used to do in 10 weeks, they did it in 4 days. Rakuten, instead of using 24 days, they do it in 5 days. These are actual case studies that Cloud Code did, and that is why we as Odoo, we partner with them.
Yeah.
And today, Ever, you will help us to show it, and we can see
Yeah,
Cloud Code in action
quick
with Odoo
demo
Sage.
of Cloud Code. Yeah, that's gonna be a simple one, but just to show you how it works. Just a final thought about this because I find it super important. It is that just think about this scenario where in the future, companies won't have only employees that will create records in their databases, but they will have agents. They will have agents that are going to be deployed across the whole ERP, and they're going to be creating new records. They're going to be generating more data, more information, better decisions. And, you as partners, you can lead this support of all these agents. So there is going to be, or one of my trends, that I see coming is partners will need to actually offer support about how to, maintain these agents. So there is a huge business that is getting unlocked by deploying all these agents. That is, how can we make sure that we are evaluating these agents correctly, that they are actually answering the questions that we want them to answer, and that the guardrails that we have implemented are actually the correct ones for the use case that we are trying to achieve. So with that in mind, I see a huge opportunity for a monthly recurring revenue for partners to actually just take care of the agents people are deploying, you know?
Yep. Perfect.
So yeah, with that in mind, why don't we just like talk about Odoo's infrastructure? So I'm taking the lead here, Alex.
Please
Thank you
go
for
ahead.
passing it over. And yeah, for the the rest of the presentation, I'm gonna present how Odoo's infrastructure can be used and how we can take advantage of it and how we can harness it. Like this word is all over Twitter and everyone is like talking about harnessing AI. Well, we'll show you how to do that. And most importantly, what I believe is that Odoo's infra is an opportunity for you to actually create value within your organization. So the first thing I want to share is that Odoo offers you a suite of more than 70 applications already interconnected among them. We're talking about purchase, inventory, sales, manufacturing. All these apps are already built and designed with thousands and thousands of different customers that have used them in different regions. So something that I really want to tell you is that instead of trying to vibe code yourself and offer a solution to a customer without any experience that you might not have, from that particular use case, you can use Odoo instead. And Odoo has already all these apps that are proven,
Okay.
that have been successful. There are more than 9 million users enterprise out there that are using Odoo. So that's an important thing to know, that infrastructure wise, Odoo is leading and
Okay.
has all the best practices of how to do things correctly.
Okay. So
So
that is, for example, using Odoo as a framework, right?
exactly.
What happens to the things that we're already using the framework and we need to do something else?
Exactly. So that's where Cloud Code becomes very relevant. And we call this in Odoo AI accelerated Odoo development. So in the past, from starting the dev spec all the way to actually having the dev in the production database, that could take, months. We are seeing that time frame just collapse into weeks and even days in some cases. So you as partners, being the first ones actually leveraging this tool, it's on an opportunity that won't come another time in life. It's happening now. Whoever takes the opportunity now will actually get value out of it. So that's one. And of course, the quality of code is always better as models get better. And also, you reduce dependency from other developers. So how it works? Let me show you.
Perfect.
Okay, so one back, and I'll just move to the right. Okay, here we are. So for those who are not familiar with Odoo SH, it is our platform as a service offering where you can deploy your Odoo instances in a controlled environment, where you can connect it to your GitHub repo and you can have control of all your projects in one place. And as you can see here, I have already one development branch, and I'll just go here and open my AI tab. So here, what we are doing is initializing Cloud Code. Basically, I have it already installed with my API key. So that's important for you to know. And I have already one prompt here ready. I'll set it over to Cloud Code so we can see actually how it will trigger a new module within the database in just seconds. So as you can see, I'm sending over 302 lines of instructions to Cloud Code, and the guys of Anthropic, whoops, I think it went all the way up, call this code No, prompt as code. So basically, what we're doing here is making the LLM think of the instructions I just offered it as code, basically. So the output that we will get will be precise, will be always the same one, and we won't have this problems that some other models have, that they hallucinate the response. So basically, the guys at Anthropic have worked incredibly hard for the what they call interpretability. So this idea of actually making the prompt, define the exact output every time. So yeah, that's what we're achieving with this, prompt. So basically, as you can see, we are creating different files within the Odoo repository. As you can see right now, we are in the development branch. So let's give it some seconds there until it finished this implementation, and maybe we can come back to it in a couple of minutes and see it
You're
work.
gonna leave it working?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's something really cool actually that we can do with Odoo, SH, and Cloud Code. Basically, right now it's running, of course, and let's see if it finished already. Oh no, it's still smooshing. Okay, but it's almost done. Clean install. Okay, first attempt. Like Cloud Code, always it's very confident that it did it right in the first instance. So just to give you some understanding of what we created here, I wanted to show you the prompt, but I was having some problem here with the mouse. We created a new module that is focused on medical supplies.
Okay.
So this module, what is great about Cloud Code working with Odoo directly is that it already understands the file structure that Odoo needs to actually deploy module the correct way. As you can see, it has the init Python file, the manifest, like all the
Okay.
structure of the models, the security behind it, like who is going to have access to actually write, read, update records. This is where we define it. And of course, we have the complete summary. So how does this actually translate to us? Well, if we come here to our history tab and we can connect to our database, it will open the database and we will see our new module just created by Cloud Code. And as you can see, here it is, medical supplies.
Okay.
As you can see, yeah, please.
So quick question. So with this integration, of course you need to create a good prompt, but basically you can start developing extra modules, extra verticals, extra features without not knowing development.
So that's a tricky question. I would say that, yeah, of course, we've seen many people that don't have a coding background to actually create their own modules. So I would say that, yes, it is completely feasible that they, even though they're not technical, they can achieve great, modules by themselves. But we always recommend them that they come to us as partners to actually understand, like what does a great prompt look like.
Okay.
So we've learned of partners who have built complete systems, from scrapping the web, bringing data out for multiple MCP servers and bringing data into Odoo just to make it easy for, salespeople have information available when they are pitching to their customers.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say that it is completely feasible that anyone who has no experience can deploy Cloud Code,
Okay.
but always with caution and with the help of an expert. And in this case, we as Odoo, we can help.
We as Odoo, do we have something that we can help the new partners or current partners
Sure.
to learn about this?
Sure. So for all those that are new to Odoo's offerings, we have this different set of master classes and also courses and boot camps that we deliver to our partners every month so they can actually learn how to use all the ecosystem of apps. Like I've just shown a couple, but look at all these apps that are here available, from maintenance, from quality, from marketing, and also structured by industry. So if you are into one particular industry, like how many wellness practitioners haven't you seen out there these days? So many. And Odoo already has a solution built for them. So my recommendation to everyone who is thinking about becoming a partner is like, guys, Odoo has all the infra you already need. Now you're not limited by code to actually drive any new customization or development for your customer. So yeah, you have everything that you need basically.
Okay. Do we have something else of AI infrastructure? I mean, this is great.
Yes, of course. Let
What
me
else do we
come
have?
back to our presentation. So now we have a clear understanding of how cloud code can help us, accelerate development, which is an important part of this. But also we have many other tools. For example, internal AI agents. So internal AI agents are really interesting because they are shifting the way that we approach business intelligence. So in the past, we would always do, this process of ETL, then getting all the data in one place, do the data warehouse, and then just deploy some nice dashboards behind it,
Okay,
which
we need to do that to do a dashboard. This would be
yeah, so
perfect.
it's a
Okay.
ton of steps. I mean, which is fine. For some use cases, it works great. But what we are seeing is that the future is changing. And now we actually have something that we call have conversations with your system
Okay.
and ask your system what's going on. So that's basically what you can do with Odoo's internal agents. Let me show you. I'll just come here to this database.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, I have a bunch of apps installed. I have some records in my CRM about different opportunities. And then you also have, for example, if you come here to sales, you have some sales orders. These are mine, but these are the team sales orders.
Okay.
So, for example, if I want to understand how my products have evolved through time, I just can come here and say, hey, Odoo, let's activate Odoo AI with this button on top. And here we can get some information about it. So I have here a simple prompt that I will send over. So I want to learn, for example, something easy, like which are the sales per product, and I want them in a graph. So show me a chart with the total sales by product. So I'm sending this information to Odoo, and as you can see,
Okay.
immediately Odoo just generates a graph with all the sales, with all the products. I tell you, I have shown this to customers. We have built some use cases with some difficult questions to the AI, and we have shown this to different leaders in organizations, in companies planning to implement Odoo, and they love it. Every time they want to actually learn more about their company, just to chat about it, it makes it so easy to have the decision available, to make this, to have the information available, to have decisions made faster.
Okay. So that's internal. I can actually ask for what is the best product that it's selling for last year
Exactly.
compared to this year. Okay.
Yeah, which of my warehouses is losing the most money because it doesn't have the information of inventory adjustments, like products are disappearing, like how that happened. You can ask that to Odoo AI. But another thing that you can do with Odoo AI is just come to one particular record. For example, this one here. I'll just come down, and as you can see in the chatter, which is this section which has all the history of all the conversation with the customer, there's some information that is there that we can actually summarize very easily using AI as well. So for that, I'll just click here and we'll request for a summary of the chatter conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And for those, sales leaders, all those managers who are out there, they can have an understanding of what's going on with their employees' records and the information that they are generating, and have a better understanding of what's going on with their teams.
Okay.
So from here, this sales leader could understand that this customer got some offers from our salesperson, that they have some requirements, there was a proposal involved, or there was a 10% discount in some hardware. So yeah,
Okay.
with a simple prompt, you can just have a clear understanding what's going on with your Acme Corporation customer.
Okay. So this is for CRM, but we can use it also, I don't know, warehouse. Example, if I have a company or a lead that he would like to get to know which products are the ones that are delaying the most, we can just ask, right?
Exactly. And
Okay.
then you can just click in one button and immediately you can just send it as an email to that customer or to any particular colleague within the company. So
That can help a lot to a lot of businesses I
yeah,
know.
save time, save time. So yeah, I'll come back to the database, to the main menu, and also to the slides. And just to talk to you about what else do we have. So that was internal agents. Don't think just because we didn't go deep into each one of them that this is the only capability they have. Actually, you could build a ton of things with the internal agents, but hey, time is limited and we have so many other things to show you. So now we're gonna talk about the external AI agents. So these external AI agents, imagine them as your support agents. You know, those agents that are gonna be somewhere talking with customers. So with Odoo, that works very simply with a simple widget that you can add to your Odoo website or to any other particular website, no matter if you have Shopify or whatever. You can install it there, your widget. But of course, we always recommend Odoo's e-commerce builder. So what we can tell you, most of our customers are using these agents mostly to actually automate 24/7 support, to have more intelligent conversations with our customers, and just to offer this new user experience that is becoming widely adopted by most of our customers, which is the idea of making users to actually talk to the company.
Okay.
They don't want to browse more information and learn more about it. They just want to talk about it to someone. So that's why AI agents are being used. So I'll just go to the database again, and I'll navigate directly to the website app. So as you can see, we have the website app here available. And if I come here to the right, we can see that the live chat agent is there available, ready to tackle one conversation. So I'll just come here and go with a simple hello to the chat. Let's see, how is my latency? So the live chat agent is gonna automatically just answer me and tell me, hey, how can I assist you today? So for example, I want to learn about like how expensive are these products. Like I'm interested into buying a desk combination I saw on your website. So I'll just ask over like, hey, tell me like how what is the price of this desk combination? And voila,
Okay.
you will get the answer from your database about like what's the price for that desk combination.
Okay. And I assume that this is like a chatbot. The difference is that this will create actions for me. Example, can they send me a quote? Can they send me a payment link?
Amazing. Yeah, that's a great question. So this is where the whole agentic idea comes into place. And basically, yeah, the answer is yes. You can structure your AI agents, external agents, to actually be agentic and create, for example, a lead, create a sales order. All this requires some server actions in the backend, but that's completely fine. We can help you if you're not familiar with setting up server actions. Odoo's team is there for helping you build these great use cases.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll just come back to the slides, and I'm passing you the conversation again just in 1 minute so we can talk more about the promotion. So don't forget, we have a promotion going over here.
Okay.
And here, I'll just want to show you how also with Odoo's website builder, which is really nice. Like, a trick I heard from some of the partners that I have worked with is that they give away, landing pages just to close some deals with some customers. And basically, they don't do anything because Odoo handles it for them. Like I just come here, I can use AI to generate content. So here, this is my content generation agent. So I can just say, generate a simple 3-line description about the company.
Okay.
With this, we have here the company overview. We'll just use it here, and voila, Odoo will just embed that in our website, and it's going to be ready to go.
That can help me a lot for marketing.
Of course, you that are in marketing, you should use this a lot. So yeah, I'll just save that. How does it look in mobile? It looks nice.
Okay.
I just leave it there, and we'll come back to Odoo. My bad. So here we are with the external agents. I know that was quite fast, but hey, we want to hear about that promotion. The final step are what we call steerable AI. So if you go to, again, Anthropic's mission, those guys, they got some of the key buzzwords right, I would say. So this one here is about AI fields and automations, and basically they help you to actually instrument multiple layers of orchestration. So this is the important word behind. So, and this is the big idea you can keep. Today, everyone can manage user interface. You just talk to Lovable and those, cursors and whatever, and you send them a prompt and you have a nice user interface. But that's not the secret anymore about like deploying variable solutions. It's all about orchestration. So the important layer that is worth winning within the companies, it is the orchestration layer, the layer that actually helps you automate some routine work within your company, right? So Odoo can help you with that using fields and automations. I'll be super quick. This is a simple demo of how we can use in CRM an auto tagging feature. So you need to be very careful into watching what I'm displaying here, just because whenever I move one opportunity to qualified, it will auto tag it. But the auto tag is going to be very simple. Just it will say like either consulting or services company or whatever. But imagine that you could auto tag any part of your ERP. So, for example, if your delayed orders from purchases are late, you could auto tag them. If you would like to tag, for example, your deliveries, which of your delivery suppliers, freights are late consistently, you auto tag them. And I'm very specific with the tagging because tagging is the essence of having intelligent AI. So in the future, you could have agents that can read these tags, and based on these tags, you can have more intelligence.
Okay.
So it's all about creating an intelligent platform with Odoo, right? So I'll just add here a new opportunity, and I'm gonna call it, like services company here. I'll just create it and then add it here. And look at this. Here, there is no tag. I'll just move it here to the right with my beautiful Odoo interface. It is loading, and it just auto-tagged it.
Okay.
Did you see that?
It can help me to give different categories to all my data, right?
Exactly. And it's very simple how you deploy these solutions. So I'll just add another consulting company to show them that it has some criteria. So just because of that, auto tag consulting.
Okay.
How this works, it's very simple. You come to Odoo automation, you come to one automation, and then you see to the action, of course, after setting up a trigger. And here you just define a simple prompt and your categories. And simple like that, you have an auto tag machine with Odoo. So yeah, I'll leave it there with the demo. So we have, 5 minutes left, just because we want to tell you about what's next.
Well, first of all, what you have seen, it's something that you can now sell as an Odoo partners.
Yeah.
And this is the third part that we want to show you. What does it mean being an Odoo partner? With this opportunity in the market and with this Odoo's infrastructure, we're looking for consultancy firms, custom software developer, accounting advisors, AR marketing agency, SMB, VAR, software implementation company, any company that would like to sell, customize, or implement Odoo and become a partner or be one of our strategic alliances. What we offer in our partnership is training and coaching. We can give you access to specialized Odoo learning. Also, we can have different trainings with Odoo experts with a success pack. Example, maybe you can later on do a success pack, a training with Ever, for example.
Yeah, I train many of our partners, so yeah, you probably see me more often.
Perfect. This partnership, for example, also gives you access to source code and Odoo's Edge platform, which is the platform that you saw that has integrated cloud code. Will give you access to functional documentations. Commercial benefits, you will have a partner manager, which basically is someone that you can start creating your own strategy, go-to-market strategy, because we have already a platform that we can sell. We can help you out to start selling and to start looking. This includes also commercial bootcamps, which are 5 live sessions that we do every month. Trademark rights, web visibility. If you're a partner, we want you to share it and we will give you access to our brand so you can start moving and being an official partner and start looking. And we have also a business plan roadmap. We know that this is something that is not just maybe you're building from scratch. We can help you out to build that business model. Now, how to monetize this? The first thing, it will be users' commissions. It's 10 to 20%, depends on the level of the licenses of the users. When you sell Odoo's Edge platform to the client, you can get a commission of 50%.
That's great.
Also, you can sell we have an app store where you can add your own module, custom module, and you can sell it to the whole
Yeah.
ecosystem. And something important is the implementation, support development, any service or professional services that you charge is 100% yours.
Yeah.
Now, how to be a partner? We need an activation fee, and we can also offer functional certifications and bootcamp, masterclass, technical training, or any additional support we can offer you, but it may have any additional cost.
Yes, yes. And actually, what I've seen many partners do is actually they know there is a potential customer willing to implement Odoo. So they just come to Odoo with that customer, and then basically they pay the partnership with the commission.
Okay.
So it's a secret. I didn't tell you. This is a secret.
Now that you said so, we're going to give you an example of our ROI average for Ready Partner. Let's imagine that you have a client where we want to implement this AI opportunity with the ERP. Maybe it's a client of 15, 20 users, for example. And we will give you three scenarios. The first one will be low complexity, medium complexity, and high complexity. The first part will be the commission that you will generate for the licenses. Then you have the services. For example, with these are some estimations. Of course, there are a lot of things that we need to take into account before doing the quotations. But just to give you an idea, with a low complexity project, you already have an ROI of the initial investment of the activation fee. And of course, if we're doing this, what we're doing is we're doing a business. Therefore, this is not the only client that we're going to
Yeah.
take. We're going to
Yeah.
create another strategy.
And as you grow, I've seen those numbers go up like a lot. Like implementations can be really, I don't want to say like expensive because that's not true, but they're still like of large scope. They have a large scope, so you have a ton of things to do. So you
And the value is bigger.
and the value is bigger, exactly. So
Perfect. So what's the process to start an Odoo partnership? First of all, we start with the activation of the membership. Then you're going to start doing some trainings and workshop. And at the same time, you're going to start creating a marketing to attract new customers. You're not going to do it this alone. You will have a partner manager, and you will give you access to visibility on Odoo website. Once you start working with your partner manager to generate the sales strategies, the idea is that in 6 months, you already train yourself, you already train your team, you already maybe have 1 or 2 clients or 1 or 2 leads, and you'll be able to do this certification, a functional certification. Now, something important. This is not just curiosity. For example, Forbes done a lot of reviews. CNBC had a press investment regarding the release. Capital G, which basically is the VC company of Google, of Alphabet, they already invest at Odoo. They know something, they know things. And of course, we have partners, for example, as Deloitte, KPMG, one of the big fours that they're already adding. They already are partners.
yeah, exactly.
We're looking for partners. And almost just to finish, I would like just to share this new interview that our CEO Fabian had, and it was published by Forbes Belgium. You can ask for this presentation, talk to your account manager, talk to the people that you're working with from partnership recruitment. In the interview, they ask, where is Odoo located? And in terms of users, we are by far the number 1.
Yes.
So you already see that the market is growing. You already see that there's an opportunity. Odoo is the one that has the biggest market, the biggest number of users in terms of ERP.
I believe so. Yeah, for sure.
Therefore, let's take a look about the promo. So we have an opportunity in May. If you're a new partner, if you become a partner in May in this month, we will include a AI Masterclass access for free. So everything that ever already showed, you will have it for free if you become a partner in this month.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be exciting to have you all over.
Now, this is not only for new partners. If you're already a partner, if you purchase any training sessions, it could be a boot camp, maybe you want to train someone else, maybe you want to take a master class, we will include the AI masterclass for free.
Awesome.
This is something new, and it's something only for May. It will be only valid for this month. So please contact your account manager, contact the people you're talking from partnership recruitment, because there are limit spots that we have.
Yeah, limited spots. Awesome. What, is that all?
Almost. We'll finish with this. The market already exists, so we want you to be one of the first to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think that's the final idea. So the wave is there. So the wave's coming. You know, we are not at the end of the wave. I think we are in the middle of the wave. So this is the perfect moment for people to actually join as partners of Odoo and actually take advantage of this infrastructure we have already built for them, so they don't break their heads with all this vibe coding, because we have it already figured out.
Perfect. So
Thank you.
with that said, we would like to thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience.
Reach out.
Our contact information, please send us an email. You can send us a message. Any question you have regarding the webinar, regarding the promo, regarding the infra that we have. We hope to see you soon as Odoo partners.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank
everybody.
you. Peace.